Absolutely. Well, the Lakers are making their way up. They're the fourth seed now, and they've won four straight. They picked up wins over the Timberwolves, the Mavericks, the Nuggets. So they've been, tested by some of the good teams in the Western Conference. Their game last night, just Luka Doncic continues to be Luka Doncic. I don't know why that was ever in question. He finished with 21, 13, and 5 assists, but some of the passes he was throwing last night, man, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And what I really like about it is they've got him. I don't know if JJ Redick's listened to one of the 4,000 rants you had on his show about Luka Doncic, but they've got Luka operating out of the post a little bit, you know, at
Mo,
long last.
you know what? You
At
know what,
long
Mo?
last, who would have
No, I'm
thought?
going to say this because Mo, I'm going to be consistent. I don't do this. You always make fun of me for not being on social media. I don't do this for that. I do this because Mo, this is what it is, and I always hear it's old school. No, it's not. This is just what it is. And when you watch the game and you have great players, you must utilize those players to their strengths, right? Not to some spreadsheet. This is not hard to figure out, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. It may be hard if you're a casual observer of the game. I respect that. But if you are participating in the NBA and you're not utilizing the strength of some of these players, then you have to question, are you really watching the game? So let's give a shout out to JJ Redick. Mo, you and I have gone back. You make fun of me when I would talk about Luka. All of a sudden now it takes a trade and him to go to
No,
LA.
I didn't make
And
fun of you for what you said about him. I made fun of you for saying it every day.
yeah, I mean, well, Mo, it's really hard. It's really hard. It's really hard when you watch the game and you want to see these players excel. You want to see it. It's not I'm not like saying anything that's like that people haven't seen before. It's just utilize these players in the way in which they will help themselves first of all and help the team. So, it's good for JJ. Let's see. Luka, you know what I'm impressed about with Luka? Luka has bought in on the other end, right? You
Exactly.
heard me say this. When your best players give the effort, just give the effort. Defense is about effort and energy. Hey, everyone can't be a great defensive player. Everyone can't be a great offensive player. But you can give the effort necessary. That's all you ask. And then you work around that. So the thing that's been most impressive about Luka thus far is that he's given the effort necessary on the defensive end.
Yeah,
No one's ever questioned what he could do on the offensive end. This is Luka doing Luka things. However,
yeah. And Lucas said, after the game, he said that he doesn't feel like he's had a good game for the Lakers yet. So the best is still yet to come. Shout out to Luca as well. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday to Mr. Doncic. I know he ain't listening, but happy birthday to
he,
Luca.
he's listening. He's
Nah,
he's listening.
I
Yeah,
know
he's
Luca a little bit. He don't want to hear it if it's not in Slovenian or Serbian or Spanish. He ain't trying
well,
to hear
that's
the English.
okay. But you know what? It's one thing. It's one thing about a great player. They can block out the noise,
Hmm.
and he's listening because we've been consistent in what we've said because we want to see him. But we want this young man right here. What is he? 26 now.
Yep.
Luca has the capability to achieve in this league individually the MVP.
Yeah.
He is an MVP level
He,
talent.
he's already
Okay.
a Hall of Fame player, and he's only 26.
Okay. Okay. But he has the capability to be the most valuable player in this league. No doubt about it. Okay. The only thing that's holding him back from doing that is Luca. That's the only thing. Okay. The second, he also has the capability to lead and be the best player on a team that wins a championship. And the only person that's holding him back from that is Luca. And we are rooting for Luca. So he understands that when he's ready, those things will happen for him. That's a realistic goal for him in his career. Yeah, individually, yeah, he'll be Hall of Fame. Why? Well, he'll be Hall of Fame just because he'll go out there and play enough games and score enough points.
Oh, he's
However,
he's already Hall of Fame because of his resume, even outside of the NBA.
yeah, but what are people going to really remember you for? They're going to remember you for winning championships. Luka is a championship caliber player. That's what it is. So give meaning to your career and give meaning to your why. Give meaning to it, right? Okay, there's been a lot of players that have gone in the Hall of Fame. But you know what gives you meaning is when you win and when you win a championship. So while you're young, while you're here, and while you're at the peak of your game, go for it. Like
Mhm.
he is that good of a player. So we've been consistent in saying that we've recognized his talent, and hopefully he continues to have the consistent level of energy that he's displayed thus far in his short time here in LA. And he'll continue to get better at that because it's just about giving consistent effort. You know, you're not asking him to do anything outside of who he is, but when you're consistent in doing that, the sky's the limit for this young man.
Yeah, and another thing you said a lot on this show is you can't be relying on a 40-year-old LeBron James to be your best player. Now the Lakers are in a position where LeBron doesn't have to be their best player. And you're seeing as more games progress, it's Luka's team now. And credit to LeBron because he's turned himself into a 46% catch and shoot three-point shooter. He's making cuts off the ball. I saw a beautiful play. It was a Luka Vanderbilt pick and roll, hits Vanderbilt in the short roll, who throws the lob to LeBron cutting from the weak side corner. Absolutely amazing stuff. And I feel like adding Luka to this team, if LeBron wants to, just increases his
Well,
longevity because now he's not relied upon to do everything because Luka gives such a
I
bigger
want to
offensive
say this.
contribution.
I want to say this, right? And I'm very careful when they say whose team it is, right? And, well, this is his team, that team. You know what? I don't buy in that. Very rarely do you see a player that has the capability to be what I've termed and many others have termed a standalone player. A standalone player means it doesn't matter. That's a rare occurrence that you see a player that can do that and just doesn't matter who he's playing with, where he's playing, or how he's playing. He's clearly the best player. Okay. What I have seen since Luka has arrived in LA is the following. JJ Redick deserves credit with this. The version of LeBron James, because at one point of his career, LeBron James was a standalone player. Okay, not very. It's very rare that you see a player. It didn't matter who LeBron was playing with; he was going to be LeBron. Didn't matter first quarter, second quarter. He was just that good. At this version of LeBron James, this is where JJ Redick deserves some credit, with especially playing with Luka. He's staggering how they play. Depending on who's playing, they are able to play off of each other when they play together. And then he staggers the minutes, meaning Luka has a chance to be Luka individually during the course of a game. LeBron has an opportunity to be LeBron during the course of the game. And LeBron at this stage can't carry a game for 48 minutes like he once could. That's the key idea here. But there are minutes within the game. Some nights it may be 35, 40 minutes. Some nights it may be a 48-minute game. He's still capable, but he can't consistently do that for 48 minutes like he once could, night in and night out, year in and year out. The beautiful thing about LeBron James now is that you see it for stretches during the game because there's another player that he's playing with that can consistently do that he hasn't had in quite some time. AD showed it to you, but he did it in a different way because AD was he was a defensive player. AD was capable on the defensive end of doing
Mhm.
that. What's very noticeable here is that Luka does it on the offensive end and alleviates, if you will, LeBron James of some of the duties of things that we're used to seeing from LeBron James. For instance, like initiating the offense. For instance, passing the ball and getting other people involved. For instance, he can score the ball and they're utilizing him in an operating area. He's going to the post. Think of this, Mo.
Mhm.
So now LeBron James can actually pick and choose according to how he feels. I said this years ago. You can check me. Give me what you got, LeBron, and then let us figure it out. That's what JJ has done. Just give me what you got. So last night, Luka, they utilized Luka, and LeBron just kind of picks and chooses where he's going to go. He'll shoot some threes. He'll get out in transition. He'll leak out on long shots. He'll play a little one-on-one. He'll play with the second unit. He'll play with the first unit. He'll take a back seat during some courses if Luka has it going. The kid, Austin Reeves, now looks like a viable third option. He's kind of figured his way. And then LeBron just picks and chooses. So that, to me, has been the biggest change. And then you'll see LeBron kind of, he just kind of floats during the course of the game to figure out what's needed. And I think that's good for LeBron because now you're not depending on him every night to score 30 and win or score 35 and win. They have another player now that's capable of carrying the load. LeBron James right now is in a space where he's probably really comfortable right now because when you play against him, I would imagine most teams, and I haven't confirmed this yet because I'm going to give them, my rule, Mo. I always give teams about 20 games. But after about 15 to 20 games, I'm going to start calling around the league and asking, how are you defending the Lakers? And it will be interesting to see this. Are they saying Luka is the first option or LeBron? I would imagine that Luka is the primary. Think about that. A LeBron James team, and he's not the first, option on the defensive stop list for the other opposing teams. I think that's a really unique situation for LeBron. Okay? It kind of reminds me of Dwayne Wade when he was playing with LeBron. Okay, Dwayne Wade, a Hall of Fame player, a champion, who suddenly now you weren't putting together your team defense versus Dwayne Wade. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a significant advantage. At the height of Shaq's career, the late Kobe Bryant wasn't the primary offensive player because you had to deal with Shaq first. So to me, this is a very unique opportunity for LeBron James because he's playing probably for the first time in his career, which we should note, and we should probably take a look at this, Bo. He's not being double teamed.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Because
Mm-hmm.
Luka is going to carry the double team. So that to me is fascinating. I haven't confirmed it yet. I'm watching it, but LeBron is playing with an immense amount of freedom right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks like he's having a little fun.
He's getting easier baskets than he ever has
Yes.
as a Laker.
Now, Mo, that to me is what you're seeing. I can't help but watch the strategy of the game. So let's be on the lookout for that because that would be a fascinating turn of events for LeBron James to not have to play against a double team because Luka is the primary focus of the opposing team's defense. Now, that is a game changer for the Lakers, if in fact that's the case. It's too early to say that, but think about that, Mo. If that is the case, now we're saying they got something.
Mm-hmm.
And now, okay, and that is what Luka can bring because if once he starts shooting somewhere close to 50%, Luka, if he keeps getting 20 shots a night and all of a sudden he goes from, I think he made like 6 or 7 last night or something. If he's able to get 10 or 12, now, Mo, that's a game changer because now LeBron is just basically running in the lanes one-on-one coverage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that, Mo, has the potential to really be a problem if that is the case for the rest of the league. If the rest of the league can't figure that, I can't say they can't figure it out, but they have to say that's what they're going to pick to choose. I can't let Luka go do Luka things and I'll just live with LeBron. Think about that. I'm just going to live with LeBron, but I'm going to choose not to let Luka go
Crazy.
berserk.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
so that to me, Mo, is how sophisticated what we're watching here. And again, it was another opportunity. I'm seeing LeBron James play with a little bit too much freedom for me if I'm defending against a LeBron James team, because that's a game changer. That's a game changer for his career if that is the case.